Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Raegan Way podcast. I hope you are having a very happy new year and that 2025 is already starting off on a good note. I know 2024 was truly transformational. I experienced a lot of new things, learned so many life lessons, but let's just say I'm ready for 2025 and it better hold up to 2024. But for today's podcast episode, I am flying solo. And I wasn't even going to record a podcast episode today, but something was placed on my heart to share this message because I think it's so important, especially as we step into a new year, to talk about gratitude, to talk about reflection. So make sure you sit back, relax, and welcome to the Raegan Way. As we enter 2025, we're always talking about change. And it's not just 2025, but it's what comes with the new year. We always are discussing ways that we want to fix ourselves, things that we want to pick apart or just completely make different, without realizing how blessed we are to be in our current circumstances. I used to think this all the time. Every day I woke up and I said, I want to change this. I wish my life was different in this aspect. I just wish things were different. And I never realized how blessed and how grateful I needed to be to understand where I was right then and there. And the quote that made me realize this, that I think it's so important for people to understand and hear, is maybe you're in the middle of what you've been praying for. And I will never forget the first time I found this quote. I was sitting on my couch watching TV in college. I was about a sophomore. It was after the Olympics. My life was very, very different. Schedule was different. Expectations were different. A lot was going on, let's just say. And I was watching TV, eating pizza. And I remember thinking, I should be doing something. This is ridiculous. I'm wasting my time. Who am I to just sit on the couch? And I then remembered and found this quote and completely switched my mindset because I had forgotten while I was sitting in my pajamas at 8 p.m. watching TV, having a peaceful evening, that this is exactly what 15-year-old Raegan had been praying and wishing for. My life was so hectic as an elite gymnast. I was away from home, very stressed, hectic schedules, training all the time, hurting. And when I finally reached the point in my life of being 20 in college, just watching TV, I never realized that it might be such a simple little situation, but it's what I had been longing for years. And this whole important lesson and this whole quote completely demonstrated that it's important to realize you are living inside of one of your answered prayers while you wait for your next one. There's always a place for gratitude. I love that quote. It's so true. We get caught up, especially with social media and how fast-paced we live, of always trying to become better, always trying to make something different, always trying to reach the next ladder without realizing, hey, this was once a goal of mine. This was once the place I longed to be, where I never thought would have ever happened. And for me, it was sitting on my couch in my college apartment watching Family Feud at 8 p.m. I had been wanting to have a relaxed life. And when I finally had it, I was so caught up in trying to fill that time, fill that void, when what I really needed to fill it with was gratitude. As a society, I think one of the places we are really lacking in is gratitude and reflection. I have on my handy dandy computer some facts written down, because for me, I love going back to the science. I love understanding why the brain works the way it does. Why are we the way we are? What is the chemical behind it? What is everything? So if I'm going to preach about gratitude and reflection, I might as well follow it up with some facts. So according to UCLA Health, a review reported of 70 studies that included responses from more than 26,000 people, there was an association between higher levels of gratitude and lower levels of depression. And I remember even learning about this when I took positive psychology, that one of the fastest ways to boost your mental health, your morale, your happiness is practicing gratitude, because it's not just the studies. I mean, it says 70 studies, like a lot of researchers are finding that there is a link between practicing gratitude and decreasing depression. So I think this is just a profound example of literal science-based evidence that gratitude and reflection is the key to happiness. Another one, review of research in 2021, also found that keeping a gratitude journal can cause a significant drop in oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess this up. Diastolic, there we go, blood pressure, the force your heart exerts between beats. Having grateful thoughts, even if you don't write them down, also helps your heart by slowing and regulating your breathing to synchronize your heartbeat. I love this little statement that I put out there, because when I was in therapy, the first thing she made me do was write things down that I'm grateful for. And she always explained it because she knew that I really enjoyed the science behind mental health and psychology. And it's just so amazing that a simple thing of saying, hey, I'm grateful for this chair that I'm at. I'm grateful for this leaf that just went in my face. I'm grateful for the air conditioning I have in my house. Being able to pinpoint the things that we are grateful for and that we are lucky to be in and that we are lucky to have just can completely change your perspective, because life is all about perspective. Life is all about how you look at it, how you're going to react. So if you can find it within yourself, take a step out of what you think is a crappy situation and find something to hold on to, you will change and control your life. This next thing says, one of the most significant ways gratitude can impact our brain is by stimulating the production of dopamine and serotonin, two neurotransmitters often known as the feel-good chemicals. When we express gratitude, our brain may release these chemicals, leading to feelings of happiness and contentment. This isn't just a temporary boost. Regular expression of gratitude may lead to long-term improvements in our overall mood and emotional states. I love this again because you can truly control what your brain does. There's something that you also learn in psychology called neuroplasticity. And the best way that I can describe it is, let's say you have sand, like you're on a beach and you have the waves coming in. If you dig a little pathway, the water is going to go down that path. You're controlling the sand, therefore you're controlling the water. And our brains work the same way. We have these pathways that we can not literally fix, but the way that you talk, think, act, actually change those neural pathways because of the neuroplasticity of our brains. Better, more scientific definition of neuroplasticity is it is defined as the ability of the nervous system to change its activity in response to intrinsic or an extrinsic stimuli by reorganizing its structure, functions, or connections after injury, such as a stroke or traumatic brain injury. So, literally writing or thinking things that you're grateful for, or realizing and writing how lucky you are to be where you are, can change your brain physically to make you emotionally happier. That is beyond amazing. The human brain is so incredible. I have written down, beyond the biochemical effects, gratitude can encourage the restructuring of our cognitive processes. It can help promote a shift in our mindset from negative to positive thinking by focusing more on the good in our lives. It's a shift that may even create lasting changes in how we perceive and interact with the world around us. By regularly practicing gratitude, we can help train our brains to be more attuned to positivity. Another study just came to my brain so they had these subjects, and what they wanted to test was if people treated them differently based on a scar. So they had these makeup artists put these scars on people, and they said, okay, you're going to go out in public and you're going to tell us and report back if anyone treated you any different, whether they looked at you longer, talked to you different, just overall treated you a little strange. But what the subjects didn't know is right before they were sent out into the wild, the public, they said, sorry, we're just going to fix your scar really fast. And they changed it. They completely took the scar off. So these subjects thought that they were going out with these ugly scars, but in reality, they looked completely normal. And when they came back, they said, oh, people looked at me so long. They treated me this way. They spoke to me this way. But in reality, they were just perceiving this. And I think this is a great example of how our view and our perception on our current circumstance really changes our brain and affects our overall mental health. So I think that these are great examples of showing that if you are able to practice gratitude, if you're able to recognize how lucky you are to be where you are, your life will change for the better. As we enter the new year and as we enter 2025, I love that we want to become better and change. And I think that's a great thing, whether it's you want to be a little healthier, you want to run more, you want to eat better, or you have a bad habit that you want to change, by all means, go ahead. But sometimes it's about being grateful and recognizing how lucky you are to be at this exact place and this exact moment. So whether you're having the best day of your life or the worst day of your life, I want to encourage you all to always find 5 things that you're grateful for, because you never know how little those 5 things may take, or how far those little 5 things might take you. Completely almost contradicted myself. For me, let me think right now. I'm grateful for the salad I had today. It was very good. I am grateful that I'm able to record this podcast. I'm grateful for this cloudy weather because it makes me focus more. I am grateful that I have a car to drive back and forth between town. And I am grateful for my family who supports me. And those seem like 5 little statements, but they truly make a difference if you're able to recognize the little things that you need to hold on to in this big, scary world. But on that note, I know this was probably a shorter episode, but I hope that you all enjoyed the message that I'm trying to share and keep living the Raegan way. May 2025 be filled with blessings. I love you all.